It's my favourite room in town because it's where you see the bands with the least amount of pretension.
For an audience member, 7th Street entry is a very intimate experience. There's literally nothing between you and the artist. Even when you're in the very back of the room, you're still literal feet away from the artist.
That makes a difference, you know? Bands cut their teeth in this room and it has a great feel about it.
So one of the big challenges with the old system was just the hang itself. There really was no stereo image at all. You just had to treat it as a mono system. None of the boxes had consistent angles with each other, so coverage was all over the place, phase was all over the place. And then size-wise, it really affected sightlines, especially if we had a taller vocalist or anyone downstage for that matter. Visually and sonically, it would create a lot of issues, either feedback or just not being able to see a performer.
With the relationship between Electro-Voice and First Avenue going back over 20 years, their 7th Street entry room was the obvious choice to showcase EVF G2 in a very demanding environment.
We had just changed to a couple of other systems in our other rooms, and we always loved having the EV connection, and to be able to utilise a local connection in our system is great for us, you know.
So I went down to Burnsville and took a listen of the setup that we eventually ended up putting in here. Sonically, it was just, I could tell right away that it was going to be a massive improvement as far as fidelity, and the PA really had this punch that I really like about EV stuff, and I really wanted that in the entry.
This new all EVF setup maintains the room's reputation for power, but with a huge increase in accuracy and transparency. The system now fits and fills the room so well that there really isn't a bad seat in the house, whether for sound or sightlines.
Since then, I've been keeping up with the engineers and a couple of the bands and the promoter reps to find out how people are taking it, and it's been very, very positive. We have better sightlines in here now. Yeah, nothing but positive feedback from all sides at this time.
There's this cool stereo spread. Vocals come through clean and natural, and the bass really kind of hits you right in the chest.
From what I've heard and from what I've seen, it seems like people are doing either very little or no EQ at this point, which is huge. It tells me two things. It tells me, one, that the system is tuned well, it sounds great, and two, that it's stable. Specifically, I really like just the high end and the clarity in these new boxes, and the way we used to monitor the amps was quite literally walking back to the amp rack and looking at it.
For amplifiers at 7th Street entry, we selected the Dynacord iX series of amplifiers, perfect because they were co-developed at the same time as these EVF loudspeakers. The new iX amplifiers provide a ton of power while also being far more efficient than the old legacy products.
And with the new PA and the new amps, we're able to not only control everything from front of house or from the stage, we're able to use Sonic Q to view the amplifiers, and being able to remotely control that and monitor it has definitely given me a lot of peace of mind.
We just make sure that we have a good stage, good sound system, adequate stuff, and good hospitality for the bands coming in. Bring them in, make them feel welcome in here, put on the right stuff, have the right gear, make them feel as though we care about their band, and then that will come through on the stage.
We really could not be happier with how the very first EVF G2 install turned out. And we are proud to support all of the music that will happen in this space on Electro-Voice and Dynacord products for years to come.
I think there is a rawness and like an authenticity that the entry has, and like some may call it charm, you know, it's a little rough around the edges, but there's something about that is very real.
They come in here, it's a wonderful little black sweaty box, what rock and roll should be, and it just has this feel to the room. And the bands tend to give it everything in here. It's the best place to be with music in Minnesota, you know? This is it. This is the epicenter. This is where it's got to happen, you know?